Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about top 5
best budget graphics card.
Starting at number 5.
GeForce RTX 4060. With the launch of the RTX 4060, NVIDIA has just about wrapped up this generation of desktop graphics cards based on the Ada Lovelace architecture. There's still potentially a desktop 4050 in the works, as well as refresh parts if needed, i.e. we could see a new variant of the RTX 20 series supermodels, but for now this is as low as NVIDIA goes for the RTX 40 series. There are certainly drawbacks. NVIDIA opted to cut down the memory interface to just 128 bits, which in turn limits the memory capacity options. NVIDIA could do a 16GB card if it really wanted, but 8GB is the standard configuration and we don't expect anything else. Only the 4060T 16GB has the doubled VRAM option, and we weren't particularly impressed by that card. The 4060 class cards also have an X8 PCIe interface, though in practice that shouldn't matter. The good news is that, as promised, performance is faster than the previous generation RTX 3060, by about 20% at 1080p and 1440p. There are edge cases in some games, meaning, 4K at max settings, where the 12GB on the 3060 can pull ahead, but performance is already well below the acceptable level at that point. As an example, Borderlands 3 ran at 26.5 frames per second on the 4060 versus 28.9 frames per second on the 3060 at 4K badass settings. Neither is a great experience, even though the 3060 is technically faster.
Coming at number 4.
GeForce RTX 4070. NVIDIA's RTX 4070 didn't blow us away with extreme performance or value, but it's generally equal to the previous generation RTX 3080, comes with the latest Ada Lovelace architecture and features, and costs $100 less, though note that the RTX 3070 and above are effectively discontinued now. Also, the RTX 4070 costs $200 less than the next step up, the RTX 4070 Ti, 85% of the performance for 75% of the price. NVIDIA's not going to win any awards for offering a great value, as it charges the absolute maximum it feels it can get away with. At the same time, it looks better than a lot of other possibilities. In our overall performance rankings, it's basically tied with AMD's new RX 7800 XT, slightly slower in rasterization, faster in ray tracing, plus it has DLSS support, but the real advantage is in power requirements. With a 200W TGP, it uses about 60W less power than the reference RX 7800 XT. NVIDIA is always keen to point out how much faster the RTX 40 series is, once you enable DLSS 3-frame generation. As we've said before, these generated frames aren't the same as real frames and increase input latency. It's not that DLSS 3 is bad, but we prefer to compare non-enhanced performance, and in terms of feel we'd say DLSS 3 improves the experience over the baseline by 10 to 20%, not the 50 to 100% you'll see in NVIDIA's performance charts.
At number 3.
Radeon RX 7600. The Radeon RX 7600 and its Navi 33 GPU have replaced the previous generation Navi 23 parts, mostly as a sideways move with a few extra features. Performance ends up just slightly faster than the RX 6650 XT, while using about 20W less power, for about $20 extra. The extras include superior AI performance, if that matters, AV1 encoding and decoding hardware, and DisplayPort 2.1 UHBR 13.5 outputs. Prices have dropped about $20 since the RX 7600 first appeared, though the previous generation RX 6600 class GPUs have generally kept pace. Specs are similar as well, with the same 8GB GDDR6 and a 128-bit memory interface. Both the 6650 XT and RX 7600 also use 18 gigabits per second memory, so bandwidth likewise remains the same. Across our test suite of 15 games, the RX 7600 outperformed the RX 6650 XT by 4% overall at 1080p, and just 1% at 1440p Ultra. There really is almost no discernible difference, though there are a few outliers. Metro Exodus enhanced performance was quite a bit better on the 7600, while Forza Horizon 5 performance was worse. Newer drivers may have changed those results, however.
Number 2 of my list.
Radeon RX 7900 XTX. The Red Team King is dead, long live the Red Team King. AMD's Radeon RX 7900 XTX rates as the fastest graphics card from AMD, and lands near the top of the charts, with a generational price bump to match. Officially priced at $999, the least expensive models now start at around $950, and supply has now caught up to demand. There's good reason for the demand, as the 7900 XTX comes packing AMD's latest RDNA 3 architecture. That gives the 7900 XTX a lot more potential compute, and you get 33% more memory and bandwidth as well. Compared to the RX 6950 XT, on average the new GPU is 40% faster at 4K, though that shrinks to 30% at 1440p and just 24% at 1080p. It also delivers that performance boost without dramatically increasing power use or graphics card size. AMD remains a potent solution for anyone that doesn't care as much about ray tracing, and when you see the massive hit to performance for often relatively mild gains in image fidelity, we can understand why many feel that way. Still, the number of games with RT support continues to grow, and most of those also support NVIDIA's DLSS technology, something AMD hasn't fully countered even if FSR2 can at times come close. If you want the best DXR/RT experience right now, NVIDIA still wins hands down.
And number 1.
ZOTAC Gaming GeForce. Inspired by aerodynamic concepts, the ZOTAC Gaming GeForce RTX 4090 Amp Extreme AIRO utilizes an air-optimized design to bring out the best in the world's most advanced gaming GPU powered by the NVIDIA Ada Lovelace architecture. For gamers and enthusiasts who desire the ultimate performance, the Amp Extreme AIRO graphics card has everything to offer, from unrivaled power to outstanding thermal and noise performance. Features NVIDIA Ada Lovelace streaming multiprocessors, up to 2x performance and power efficiency 4th generation Tensor cores, up to 2x AI performance 3rd generation RT cores, up to 2x ray tracing performance NVIDIA DLSS Game Ready and NVIDIA Studio drivers NVIDIA GeForce Experience NVIDIA Broadcast, NVIDIA G-Sync NVIDIA GPU Boost 24GB GDDR6X Graphics Memory Air Optims Design Ice Storm 3.0 Advanced Cooling Freeze Fan Stop, Active Fan Control Spectra 2.0 RGB Lighting. Compatible with external LED strip, dual BIOS metal die-cast RGB LED backplate.
Check out this video description for latest price and more informations. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned.